Hey, what's up, VC? It's Todd Guy, Thrash. Wow, the Thrashing Zombie. Jesus Christ. I'm back from vacation. Yeah, I didn't get a whole lot of vinyl. I bought one vinyl record in Maine. Bought more cassettes than I did anything. And yeah, I have four records, but three were bought in Vermont, in Barrie. So the three I bought, I got this one, which is a band called Briar, which is a band from the UK from 1988. They're from Birmingham, England. Young hard rock, all 20 to 21-year-olds. Their first single is called Frankie, which I've never heard of. Maybe somebody else has. It's a hard rock and pop song. So, I mean, the cover looks like it's going to be some intense, freaking kind of heavy metal. But they say it's a hard rock and pop song that went #1 in the UK. The video features guest appearances by Ozzy, Bruce Dickinson, and Lemmy from Motorhead. I bought it because the cover looks pretty freaking cool. I mean, the guys in the back, I don't have real high hopes for this, but it could be alright. So, just a regular black vinyl on Columbia. So yeah, that was the first one I bought at Barrie. And the next two are good ones, I think. This is I don't know if it's their original or reissue of some sort, but it's Judas Priest Stained Glass. Stained Glass. I always thought it was Stained Glass when I first listened to it, but then I actually looked at it closer. It's like, oh, it's Stained Class, not Glass. Well, this is a pretty good album. It's got Exciter on here, which is a great tune. White Heat, Red Hot. Better by You, Better Than Me. Stained Class, Invader's great. Saints in Hell, Savage, Beyond the Realms of Death, which is a great tune. Hero's End. It's in pretty good condition. I mean, I'm not going to show you the record. It's also on Columbia. It's from 1978. Like I said, I don't think it's probably an original. It's probably like a later reissue, I would assume. But I'll find out when I put it in Discogs. Sorry. I'm a little phlegmy today. The next one is a reissue that everybody's been clamoring for. The original is super hard to find and it's kind of expensive. And that would be the Trick or Treat soundtrack. I knew this came out and then I was looking and I didn't get around to buying it, and then it got sold out on Amazon. In Newberry Comics, where I go usually in my area, never got any copies of it, and even this seemed to have gone up in price. I haven't put this in yet either, but I think I paid $32 for this. It's normal price. Hellfire vinyl edition, limited to 2,000 copies. This is one of those movies I've never been able to watch because it's not streaming anywhere, and every time I see, this is what the record looks like. Every time I see, like a DVD, is it even on DVD? Actually, I don't remember. But if somebody's selling like a DVD or whatever, it's like $50 or $60. I'm just like, why? It's a cult classic, I'm sure. This looks like a ridiculous movie, sounds like a ridiculous movie. I just want to see it, so I don't know. Anyway, yes, there's a Fastway Trick or Treat soundtrack. And this one is the only one I bought in Maine at this little store that sells, I forget what it's called. It sells, has vinyl records, has cassettes, had a bunch of cassettes this time. Last time I went last year, didn't have hardly any. This year he had a whole rack, probably a couple hundred cassettes. Some of them kind of pricey, like he had Entombed's Clandestine, but he's asking $25 for that. It was crazy, and a lot of these other ones I actually bought were, I think I bought a couple that were like $10. Other ones were $5, but they are, some of them are ones I've never seen a cassette anywhere, and they are kind of hard to find a cassette still, so. But this one is vinyl record. There's a couple of ones I probably would have liked, but I didn't want to pay the price. This one, a little pricey as well, but it's Metal Church of the Dark. I believe it's an OG copy because it's a direct metal mastering. It's got a promo stamp on it, gold stamp promo. It's a great album though. So it's got Watch the Children Pray on here. I love the first song, Ton of Bricks. It even says promo on the record. You can see that. I mean, I haven't actually checked it out in the light I have back there, which is an LED, which is great, by the way, for checking for scratches and whatnot on records. But yeah, Metal Church of the Dark. What is this? Their second one, I think. Second album. Pretty good album. I don't like everything Metal Church put out, but their first 3 to 4, maybe 5 albums are all relatively great. Okay, so there's all the vinyl. And cassettes. I bought this case, traveling case for the cassettes. There's a lot of cassettes in here, but these aren't all that I bought. Only one row, and these two up here are what I bought. I just put more in here because I need another case. Because these are all the ones I've had. So, let's start with this one. This is a promo cassette copy of the Shocker soundtrack. This is a nostalgia thing because I had this cassette because I was really into Dangerous Toys. I still love Dangerous Toys. This had that song Demon Bell, The Ballad of Horace Pinker by Dangerous Toys. It's also got the Dudes of Wrath, I think was, I want to say a supergroup of some point, some kind. I'm not sure who was in it. They're in here. They're on here 3 times. They do Shocker, Shock Dance, and Shocker Reprise. But then Iggy Pop is on here. Megadeth, No More Mr. Nice Guy, Bonfire, which I kind of vaguely remember. Sword and Stone, a band called Soraya, Timeless Love, which I don't really remember them. The Dangerous Toys, Voodoo X, I don't remember them either. Dead On, yeah. But, I mean, the movie was just ridiculously fun. And the soundtrack's pretty good too. Not as good as the Crow soundtrack, mind you, or even Fastway, but Annihilator, Set the World on Fire. This has got Night Jumps Queen on here. Bats in the Belfry. Is it a great Annihilator album? Not really. It's okay. Night Jumps Queen is just a ridiculous song. Cinderella, Long Cold Winter. I love this album. Every song on here I like, except for probably. Actually, no, I like pretty much every song on here. The first side is definitely my favorite. You know, Bad Seamstress Blues, Falling Apart at the Seams, Gypsy Road, amazing. Don't Know What You Got Till It's Gone, you know, typical ballad. The Last Mile, Second Wind. Everybody knows this album though, who listens to glam or hair metal. And this is a good find too. This is Body Count, the first album. Yes, it has Cop Killer on it. I actually checked that before I bought it. I would have bought it anyway if it didn't have it, but yeah, it's got Cop Killer. You know, other songs like Smoked Pork. Nobody had a problem with that song though. But Cop Killer, yeah. Body Count's in the House. Now Sports, Body Count, a Statistic. I always have trouble saying that word. Whatever. Bowels of the Devil, The Real Problem, KKK Bitch, which I remember that was a funny fucking song. C-Note, Voodoo, The Winner Loses, There Goes the Neighborhood. That was a great song. Oprah. Oh, Evil Dick was great. Body Count Anthem. Mama's Gotta Die Tonight. Out in the Parking Lot. And of course, Cop Killer. I think it's hard to find any album of Body Count that has Cop Killer. And usually the ones that have Cop Killer might be worth more because any reissues after this, after the originals, doesn't have Cop Killer on it because they get such freaking flack for that song. Because, you know, Cop Killers. Anthrax, I'm the Man. That's a good album. A lot of people don't like that because it's rap. And, you know, it's whatever. Slaughter, Fear No Evil. Not real familiar with this one. Not sure if this is the one after The Wildlife, 95. I want to say it is. I think this is the one they just released on vinyl, maybe? I don't remember, though. Another band I'm not a huge fan of, but Motley Crue, Dr. Feelgood. This is probably the one with the least amount of filler. Actually, a lot of their albums, the first side is usually the best. Like Girls, Girls, Girls. The first side was the best. This is kind of the same. I mean, they got 2 songs on here. They were kind of hits on the second side. Same old Situation and Don't Go Away Mad, Just Go Away. But I'd rather listen to the first side. It's got Dr. Feelgood on it, Slice Your Pie, Rattlesnake Shakes, Kickstart My Heart, and Without You. Definitely, first side's better. Merciful Fate, In the Shadows. This is from 90 something. 93. I was 20. Didn't listen to a lot of Merciful Fate. I know Melissa and Don't Break the Oath. This was later, so I didn't realize King Diamond was still in Merciful Fate at this time because he put out freaking, The Portrait, Abigail, Them in the late 80s. So, I don't know. I don't know a lot of music history, really, so this is a nostalgia thing as well. This is a compilation of thrash metal. I had this when I was a freaking teenager. Played the shit out of this album. Only the first side is thrash metal, though. It's got Hook and Mouth by Megadeth, Caught in a Mosh by Anthrax, Evil Has No Boundaries, Slayer, Mistress of Pain, Death Angel, Brainwash, Nuclear Assault. All thrash metal. Then you get to side 2. Ashes to Ashes, Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Never been thrash metal. I'm Alive, Halloween. Not thrash metal. 24 Hours Ago, Sabotage. Not thrash metal. Me Against the World by Lizzie Borden. Not thrash metal. Metal Messiah by Cat, K-A-T. Don't really remember that song. I don't think that was a song I really liked on there. But I liked everything else. Halloween's okay. But everything else, yeah. I thought was great. But only side 1's thrash metal. Side 2 is not. It's kind of weird. Wrathchild America 3D, their second album, I think their last as well. From 90, is it 90? Where's the date? 91. It's not as good as Climbing the Walls, but I had to get it. My favorite Creator album, Extreme Aggression. Cassette's in nice condition, tape's in nice condition. I think it was this one, Cinderella, Anthrax, The Merciful Fate, the thrash metal, Wrathchild America, this one, and this last one I got all at that toy place. I had all the cassettes. Snow White, Act of God. Somebody in the vinyl community loves this band. I feel like it's Ron Haggerty. What's this called? Vinyl Sanctuary. I forgot what he named his channel. But I think he has this on vinyl, and he said it's one of his favorite albums. I had never listened to this before, and I saw this on cassette, and I said, well, I'm going to get it, because the cover's just, I don't get it. But I listened to this, really fucking good. I was quite surprised. Nice condition, it's not dirty or anything. Female vocalist does a great job, so there's that. That is all the cassettes, the vinyl I got on vacation. Yeah. Not much of a vinyl haul, so much as a cassette haul. I would have loved to buy more cassettes at that one place. Like I said, he had a couple hundred probably, but some of them were kind of expensive. Like that Entombed, I would have loved to buy that Entombed, but I don't want to spend $25 on it. Oh, let me tell you this real quick before I go off. There was one intake place we went to. It's 2 floors. Upstairs mostly had locked cases. There was one case at the end in the corner selling records. And it had cassettes. And I was looking through the case. But the vinyl records in the front, he had the most expensive ones, probably the most desirable ones. 2 Metallicas on the top. Injustice for All, Master of Puppets. Both originals. Injustice for All was a club edition. He was asking $500 a piece for those. Thought that was crazy. Maybe, I don't know. I don't believe they're still sealed. They still had the shrink wrap on them, it looked like, but they weren't sealed. And he had mint written on them. It's open, it's not mint. Drop that price to like $3, maybe $2.50, because they're not mint. Anyway, they also had Megadeth Peace Cells for $150, $200, I don't remember. OG copy. And then he had a bunch of cassettes on the bottom. First one on the top was Alice in Chains, Dirt. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. $50 he was asking for that. $50. Is it worth $50? I didn't even check, and I wasn't about to pay $50 for a cassette. I wouldn't pay $25 for a cassette for the Entombed Clandestine, that other store. So, whatever. Just prices are crazy, and just be careful, guys, about what you buy. Unless you really want it, and if you're thinking you want to pay that price. Me, I'm kind of thrifty. That's why I didn't buy a lot of vinyl, because everywhere I went, it was expensive. Even common use shit was, I thought, overpriced in a lot of places. So, and the cassettes, I can't believe how much the cassettes are going up. It's fucking insane. But anyway, I'm done ranting. Thank you for watching. Till next time, rock on.